I'm very disappointed about a news creation by our Australian Broadcasting Corporation, ABC. ABC is a government-funded television station. I think adherence to the highest standard of news reporting is very important for any television station, especially it is a government-funded station. The article I'm complaining about is about the declaration of victory in diplomacy about passing a independent, objective, impartial probe into the dealings of COVID-19 by China. Unfortunately, our politicians claim victory on a subject which is not non-existent. No, there is no resolution by the 73rd World Health Assembly about sending any impartial independent probes into China to investigate how China handled the COVID-19. No, there's no such resolution. But very unfortunate is that ABC seems to suggest that such a resolution was included without checking the actual resolution itself. It has repeatedly emphasized the need of a impartial, independence, whatever. Okay, so I did a search on these two words, impartial, independent, and I found only one cause which matched this search. The word independent appeared twice, one in the course itself, and the second time in a footnote about this particular clause. And therefore, I'm going to read you what ABC is reporting and then read you what is the actual resolution itself so that you know how wrong or how misleading ABC is trying to let our politicians claim victory on something which doesn't exist. Shame on you, ABC. Okay, let's read what the ABC wrote here. You can see it on the screen, and I will put the location, the URL of the article in the description box. It wrote, delegates applauded when the draft resolution passed without objection at a meeting in Geneva. Australia was among the nations to call for an independent probe, which put strain on relationships with Beijing. Foreign Minister Marise Payne said Australia welcomed the news. The resolution commits to an impartial, independent, and comprehensive evaluation into COVID-19 at the earliest appropriate moment to review the lessons learned from the international health response coordinated by the World Health Organization, Sue said. Okay, so the relationship between Australia and Beijing is at high tension at the moment. It was pointed out that it is this particular resolution which caused the strain. Okay, let's see what the resolution is. Now, here's the resolution. Initiate at the earliest appropriate moment and in consultation with member states a stepwise process of impartial, independent, and comprehensive evaluation including using existing mechanisms as appropriate to review experiences gained and lessons learned from the WHO coordinated international health response to COVID-19, including 1. The effectiveness of the mechanisms at WHO's disposal. 2. The functioning of the IHR and the status of the implementation of the relevant recommendations of the previous IHR review committees. 3. WHO's contribution to United Nations-wide efforts. And 4. The actions of WHO and their timeline pertaining to the COVID-19 pandemic and make recommendations to improve global pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response capacity, including through strengthening as appropriate WHO's health emergencies program. From the resolution, we noticed that the review or the evaluation is about the processes within WHO. It didn't refer to any country or nations. But if member states extend this review into the handling of COVID-19 by different nations, then remember this is a two-sided sword. It can hit both ways. If it is extended to include China, then it can also be extended to include the response by the European countries as well as United States. So far, we can see how good the Chinese government has handled the situation. With a population of about 21% of the world's population, its total cases represents about 1.5% of the world number of cases. It is much better than the average. On average, China should have about 21% of the cases, but no, China has about 1.5%. Whereas, on the other hand, United States represent about 5% of the world population, but includes about 30% of all the cases of COVID-19. So if you want to investigate how countries have been able to handle COVID-19, I think many European countries will find the investigation pretty painful, if not face-losing. I don't know how our politicians can claim their actions has resulted in an independent investigation into China's handling of COVID-19. No, there's not such a thing in the resolution. But unfortunately, our state-funded television station go along with the politicians to spread a false claim for our citizens. It is really shameful. News should be reported, not created.